Carson City is the capital of Nevada and is known for its rich history and beautiful landscapes. It was founded in 1858 during the Nevada Territory's early days and quickly became the capital of Nevada Territory after it was created in 1861. And then when Nevada became a state in 1864, Carson City became the permanent capital of the brand new state of Nevada. I'll be honest, Carson City really goes under the radar in terms of things to see and do in the state of Nevada, because it really seems like places like Carson City are just kind of thrown under the rug, while places like Las Vegas and Reno get all the spotlight in Nevada. And people often forget that Carson City is even the state capital of Nevada in the first place. So my grandpa and I decided to explore the downtown area of Carson City and show off its rich culture, unique history, and natural beauty.
All right, hello everybody. My grandpa and I are on another road trip. Tell the people where we're at right now.
Right now we're in Carson City, Nevada, the state capital.
Yep. And where are we going right now?
We're going to go to the Nevada Museum. We're going to go check out some information.
The Nevada State Museum is actually partially located in the old Carson City Mint Building, which was in operation from 1870 to 1893, and is one of the many historic buildings found in downtown Carson City, Nevada. On a side note, if you happen to have any coins with the Carson City Mint stamped on them, they're worth a lot of money, let me tell you folks. The Nevada State Museum in Carson City is one of 7 Nevada State Museums, and this particular one here in Carson City opened in 1941.
So my grandpa and I are just outside the Nevada State Museum, and right here they actually have a highlight of the state of Nevada here in the concrete, which I think is really cool. And then if you can't tell, these are all of the counties of Nevada right here.
Yeah, it's pretty interesting. They have a star there that's just shows where the counties are.
That's where the county seats are.
The county seats are, yeah. So if you look out that way, there you can see all the counties.
Yep. Obviously, this is Clark County right here, Las Vegas being the county seat. Right above Clark is Lincoln, and the county seat is Pioche right over there. And then this is the largest county in Nevada, being Nye. And then, of course, the county seat is Tonopah right here. And then so on. You can see all the rest of the counties in Nevada right here.
It should be noted that the museum is open 6 days a week and is only closed on Mondays. After paying the fees to get inside, my grandpa and I quickly went to exploring what the museum had to offer, and let me tell you, this is easily one of the best museums I have ever been to. One of the first areas of the museum my grandpa and I went over to was the Native American exhibit, which gave us a lot of information about Native American history in Nevada and what life was like here before the arrival of European settlement, when people started moving west towards California during the California Gold Rush, and then of course later on the Comstock Lode here in Nevada. One cool thing that they have in this museum here is the ichthyosaur fossil, which was extracted in the West Humboldt Range near Lovelock, Nevada. This is the official Nevada state fossil right here. And then of course right here you have this mammoth fossil, and it's just really cool that they have these on display here, and just really it goes to show that even a state like Nevada, these giant creatures once roamed these lands long before either of us were here. I really like this topographic map here that just shows the basin and range and all the various mountain ranges found here in Nevada. In fact, Nevada has over 300 named mountain ranges, which is the most of any state.
So as most of you know, Nevada is mostly within the Great Basin, but there's this one little area right here that kind of creeps way up into central Nevada that's part of the White River that's actually not part of the Great Basin, because the White River can actually flow into the Muddy River down here and eventually end up in Lake Mead. But the White River mostly flows underground, so a lot of people don't realize that this river right here actually flows mostly underground, as is the case with a lot of other rivers in the state, such as the Armagosa River way down here by Beatty.
I really like this photo of the Lehman Caves that they have on display here. I'd love to check that out someday. And then of course right here they just have a whole bunch of animals on display here, which are commonly found here in Nevada, like this eagle right here. That's just really awesome to see. Then of course you have black bears, which are often found in the higher elevation mountains like near Lake Tahoe and the Ruby Mountains. Then you also have like bighorn sheep, which is the official Nevada state mammal right here. The Pony Express played a vital role in transporting mail from the Midwest to the West, and it passed right through the heart of Nevada here. I can only imagine what life was like out here in the Wild West during the early days of settlement out here in Nevada, because it just must have been really rough just to set up all these towns that are just so isolated from the rest of the United States. And then of course the Transcontinental Railroad brought a much further growth to the state of Nevada after it was complete in 1869. And then of course you had the famous Virginia and Truckee Railroad that connected Carson City up to the Comstock Lode up there near Virginia City as well. It's really amazing to me how Nevada has changed shape over the years and how it was expanded over the years as more territory kept getting added to the state.
Alright, so we're inside the Nevada State Museum here, and one thing that always really intrigues me about Nevada is how it became a state, and as you can see right behind my grandpa over here is how much bigger Nevada actually became over the years. So when Nevada Territory was originally established, it was just that small sliver of land there on the left, and then territory got added in 1862, 1866, and 1867, which is the current shape of Nevada today. And Nevada is actually one of the few states to actually get bigger after it became a state instead of smaller due to the addition of other states or territories.
Yeah, there were different reasons for that. One of them was the silver and gold strikes, and also water. It was another big issue.
Yeah, imagine if Nevada didn't have access to the Colorado River.
Yeah, there would be pretty dry state.
More than it already is.
Yeah, really, yeah.
Another thing that I really like that they have in this museum here is these old poker tables and just like old gambling machines that really showed what Nevada was like when gambling was first legalized in the state in the 1930s during the Great Depression. Then of course they also have vehicles from that era as well, which is just really awesome.
I think I found something that's older than you.
Definitely, yeah. That's nice. It's an old Maxwell.
And old gas prices too. Those were the days.
Yep.
I'm only really showing you guys the tip of the iceberg when it comes to this museum here. They have a lot more stuff on display here that I just wish I could show in this video, and I just wish I had the time to show you. But my grandpa and I were only here for about an hour, so we crammed as much as we could in this hour that we were here, because they were going to close, I believe, in an hour after we got there, so we just really tried to rush through here. But I just really hope you guys just enjoy this place right here, because I really like going into museums and giving them a lot of attention, because it just seems like not a lot of people go to museums these days. And when my grandpa and I were visiting this museum here in late June, it felt like we were the only people in there, which was really sad to me. I always like going to these museums to learn about like the history of the area, and then of course I like to incorporate a lot of the history that I learn in these museums in my videos as well. So hopefully you guys get to appreciate these types of videos that my grandpa and I do, because it just really sheds some light on all of the hard work and dedication that goes into these places. At this point in the tour, we were actually in the old Carson City Mint building, which was really cool, and then they had these like mint machines and just showed how like the minting process worked back in the day, which I think is really cool. And I actually used to collect a lot of Carson City Morgan silver dollars, so it's just really cool to see how everything was made back then. And then of course seeing all these old guns and rifles and everything like that, from the Civil War era to Reconstruction to the early days of the World Wars. It's just really cool to see all these on display here, because it just really brings you back to an era that really all this stuff was starting to become more commonly used in the battlefields and everything like that. Of course, Nevada became a state during the American Civil War.
Here, let's go digging for some gold. I know you always wanted to be a miner in a past life.
Down the stairs. You ready?
Are you ready?
Yeah, I guess. Close.
It's so dark in here.
And perhaps the coolest thing about this entire museum is that you can actually tour a mine below the Carson City Mint that basically makes it feel like you're back in the gold rush and the silver rush days of the Comstock Lode here in Nevada. I can't imagine what working conditions must have been like back then, but it's just really nice that we can actually go back to an era and just really appreciate all the hard work that went into the mining process back then, just to give us all the things that we really take for granted today, like we just go buy it or whatever and just wear it. But man, these people really put their own lives at risk just to extract these minerals and ores and everything like that that were found here in the hills of Nevada. And then, of course, as you guys know, the famous Comstock Lode basically helped Nevada become a state as soon as it did, because otherwise it probably would have taken a very long time for Nevada to become a state, because there was just no real reason for people to be out here besides to mine for gold and silver back in the day, of course.
Are you enjoying your time being a miner for a day?
Oh yeah, it's cool. It's really cool down here. It's neat.
I have to crouch down, but you're right at the perfect height.
Yeah, I'm just a munchkin, so yeah.
My grandpa and I spent about 20 minutes of our entire tour down here in the mine just checking out all of the various shafts and everything like that they had on display here, which I'm sure were, of course, of the time, and it was just really cool to kind of step back in time and just really appreciate everything that these guys had to go through to mine all these precious ores and minerals.
Grandpa and I just got done here at the Nevada State Museum. What did you think of it?
It's really good. It's a really comprehensive museum. If you ever get a chance and you're in this area, I definitely recommend going in there. It's only $10 to get in, but it's well worth it, and you could spend probably a half a day in there looking at, if you really got into it and looked at all the exhibits and everything that they offer.
Yep, and it's located right here in downtown Carson City along Old US 395, also known as Carson Street.
Right, it's the main drag.
Yep. All right, you ready to go check out the Nevada State Capitol?
Yeah, let's go.
One thing I will say about downtown Carson City is that it is very walkable. And unlike the rest of Nevada, Carson City really doesn't have a strong emphasis on casinos or gambling that much compared to places like Reno and Las Vegas, of course. But it does have a few casinos in the downtown area, like the Nugget Casino, which has a model of the Batmobile down there in the casino floor, which I think is really cool. So stay tuned to the later part of the video and we'll show you what that looks like. But it only takes us about 5 minutes to walk from the Nevada State Museum over towards the Nevada State Capitol. And I must say, the Capitol grounds are absolutely beautiful. One thing we wanted to check out, though, before we went into the Nevada State Capitol itself, of course, was the old Ormsby County Courthouse. This particular courthouse was constructed during the 1920s and, of course, served as the county seat of Ormsby County. Now, if there's one thing you need to know about Carson City, is that it's actually an independent city and has been an independent city since 1969, when Ormsby County was dissolved, and Carson City has been an independent city ever since. Of course, the city of Carson City still maintains the original boundaries of the original Ormsby County, which goes all the way to the California state line in the middle of Lake Tahoe, so Nevada actually has 16 counties and one independent city, of course, with the independent city being Carson City. After checking out the Ormsby County Courthouse, my grandpa and I walked literally right across the street over towards the Nevada State Capitol building. The Nevada State Capitol building was constructed between 1869 and 1871 and was added to the National Register of Historic Places on June 10, 1975. Here is a fun fact. The Nevada State Capitol sits 4,682 feet above sea level, which makes it the fourth highest state capitol in the U.S. after Denver, Colorado, Cheyenne, Wyoming, and Santa Fe, New Mexico. Because the city limits of Carson City actually extend all the way over to the California border in the middle of Lake Tahoe, the highest point under the jurisdiction of Carson City is actually Snow Valley Peak, located just west of the city and is 9,214 feet above sea level.
All right, Grandpa, where are we right now?
We're in Carson City at the Nevada State Capitol building.
It's kind of hard to see the Capitol building with all these trees in the way in the front of it.
Yeah, there's a million trees here. I tell you, I've never seen so many trees in front of a Capitol, but it's nice.
It makes it hard to take pictures of the building.
Well, yeah, that's a big problem.
All right, you ready to go check it out?
Yeah, let's go see what's going on.
My grandpa and I spent about an hour here at the Nevada State Capitol just checking out the various rooms and all the displays they had in here. We were here about an hour before it closed, so we really tried to see as much as we could before they closed about an hour after we got there. Right as you walk in the front door, a statue of Sarah Winnemucca is there to greet you. After making our way upstairs, we went into the old Senate chamber, which they have converted into Battleborn Hall, which has so much information here about the state of Nevada and a lot of its history, very similar to the State Museum right across the street, but this place is just really awesome, just how much they've really renovated this place and just made it really tourist friendly in my personal opinion. And very similarly to when we were over there at the Nevada State Museum right across the street, my grandpa and I were one of the only people here in the building, besides some official government officials, of course. So I thought that was really sad, but it's just really nice that we got to tour this and just shed some light on this place as well, just like we did with the museum. Probably one of my favorite displays here is the 36-star flag that they had on display here, which is awesome because that's when Nevada became a state back in 1864. After checking out the Battleborn Museum, my grandpa and I made our way over to the old Nevada State Assembly Hall, which of course they kept it in really awesome condition here. Of course, this is not where the current Nevada State Assembly meets whatsoever, but one thing that I really liked is that they had the flag of every single Nevada county up here on display right as you walk in the door.
What do you think of the Nevada State Assembly here in the Nevada State Capitol?
Yeah, it's really cool. It's this is actually the old assembly, the original assembly room.
Yep.
The Senate room is on the opposite end down there.
In a different building.
In a different building. Mm-hmm. They're all in different buildings now.
And then I really like how they have all of the county flags up here on display as well for all the counties of Nevada.
So Nevada became a state during 1864 during the American Civil War, and one of the reasons that it became a state during that time is because the United States Congress wanted to make sure that President Abraham Lincoln was going to get reelected at the time, and everybody knew that if they made Nevada a state that it would vote for the reelection of Abraham Lincoln, which of course it ended up doing in 1864. But one big criticism of Nevada not becoming a state so quickly is that it didn't have the population requirements to become a state. In fact, Nevada didn't have the necessary population requirements to become a state until the late 19th century. They also have some great information here as to why Nevada got that southern tip down there at the very bottom of the state in 1867, mainly because they wanted some access to the Colorado River because, as you know, Nevada is a pretty dry state, but there was also some mining going on down there in that part of Nevada at the time as well. Prior to that, it was actually part of Arizona territory. Water is a necessity here in the dry state of Nevada, and many water diversions upriver, such as along the Walker River, have diminished the size of many lakes in the state, such as Walker Lake, which is about a quarter of the size it used to be before the area was settled by white people in the 1840s, 50s, and 60s. After spending a good amount of time inside the Nevada State Capitol, we made our way out to where they had these various memorials for firefighters, police officers, and then of course they had a nice memorial here to Kit Carson, which of course is what Carson City, Nevada is named after. Kit Carson was actually a scout and a guide for John C. Fremont because John C. Fremont actually spent a great deal in Nevada during his various expeditions out west. Of course, they also had a police officer memorial out here for all the police officers who have died in the line of duty serving the great state of Nevada and the wonderful people that live here. I just thought this was a really nice touch overall.
All right, my grandpa and I just got done touring the Nevada State Capitol here in Carson City. What did you think of it?
It's nice. It's a really nice building. It's all, they have all the rooms open in there. You can go in and check it out. The Senate, the House of Representatives, the Assembly, everything. It's pretty cool. Supreme Court, because they're all relocated in other buildings, but it's nice. It's a really nice building.
Alright, as promised earlier in the video, here is the Batmobile that is located inside the Nugget Casino here in downtown Carson City, Nevada. The Batmobile is a permanent fixture here in the Carson Nugget Casino here in downtown Carson City, Nevada here on the casino floor. This was quite the awesome day to end our day here exploring downtown Carson City, Nevada. This is definitely one of the most underrated cities in Nevada, especially if you like history. I highly recommend visiting Carson City and just giving it a chance, because maybe it might surprise you. You might learn quite a bit about Carson City and the state of Nevada as a whole. I want to thank you all so much for watching this video. I hope you all have an amazing day, and take care everyone. Thank you so much for watching.